He could be lurking around any corner, hiding behind any sign, casually walking next to any of the A-list talent on this red carpet. Yes, the world's greatest spy could be anywhere. Because, well, the world's greatest spy is a pigeon. Or at least he becomes one. Welcome to the world premiere of Spies in Disguise, brought to you by Audi. Hi, everyone. I'm Entertainment Weekly's Patrick Gomez.
And I'm People Magazine's Melody Chu. We're coming to you live from the legendary and tonight a little rainy El Capitan Theater in Hollywood. Fortunately, we're all staying dry under this fantastic tent, so we can bring you, everyone tuned in wherever you are, a super spy level treat tonight.
Yes, and joining with us to talk about all things Spies in Disguise over the next hour are none other than the stars Will Smith and Tom Holland. And there may even be a few surprise special guests. I mean, this is Hollywood.
Yep, you never know what can happen. And well, who better to start things off tonight than I think I see Kate Flannery down there.
Kate Flannery, oh my goodness. Now, if you were an Office fan, you would recognize Kate as Meredith from there. But I am also a big Dancing with the Stars fan.
You are. That's
and
awesome.
just, yes, actually, a little quick self-promotion. Entertainment Weekly does a Dancing with the Stars recap show, and you got to call in and discuss with us after your elimination.
Right, of course. Yes.
So thank you for joining us here at the Spies in Disguise
Thank
premiere.
you so much. I'm actually excited because I'm going to do the Dancing with the Stars tour.
Yes.
I'm hosting and dancing a little bit, so please don't. Please buy tickets. I'm not doing that much dancing. The pros will be there.
But you were so fantastic
thank
on
you
Dancing
so much.
with the Stars.
I had such a great time. Pasha Pashkoff is doing the tour when I'm doing it, so we're going to have a great time.
Yes, she's meeting her partner,
My partner,
Pasha.
yes.
Fantastic new addition to Dancing with the Stars. Yes. Well, we're
Patrick,
here.
you know everything.
I hosted the recap show.
There you go.
Go find it on SiriusXM on
Yes.
demand. We have you here at the Spies in Disguise premiere, and music is a big part of this show. For you, after doing dance, you have a new appreciation. You already are a singer, performer. What's your appreciation for music now, even more now that you did dancing?
Well, I mean, music is everything. Music, it's better than a transfusion. It's the thing that fuels everything for me, and for most people. I mean, really, just turn on music. You're gonna feel better. That's my order to the world. Just, you don't have to dance, but at least like you can feel like you can dance.
And I feel like the cast becomes such a family, not just with your partners, but, you know, Hannah and Allie and everyone's such a big family. Have you kept in touch, talked to them?
Absolutely not. I'm just kidding. No.
You hate
Actually,
them.
no. We've been texting each other and kind of celebrating. You know, it was an amazing few months,
Yeah.
and it's a very interesting journey. And it was totally different than what I expected. So I had a great time.
And
I really
you were mentioning how like you were in fantastic shape, like better than ever. You said
This is true.
Yeah. Do you feel like
Yeah.
you're keeping that up at all now that the dancing's done?
I am. My bunions are a little better, in case you wanted to find out about that. Yes, I'm healing from some things that I pushed a little too far, but yeah, I'm still moving, and you know, I hopefully am going to keep dancing. Well, you know, I'm not sure what the plan is on the planet, but whatever. I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to do my part to try to keep dancing.
So we're here celebrating Spies in Disguise. What's your favorite all-time animated film?
Well, I love Mary Poppins, and I know that's partially animated, and but I love. Oh my gosh, there's so many, and of course, like you're putting me on the spot.
Well, Spies in Disguise is your new favorite one.
It's going to be. I have a feeling.
There you
I know
go.
Will Smith and I are both from Philly, so go Philadelphia.
There you go.
Woo-hoo!
So I think Spies in Disguise is the right answer, but it's also fantastic. It's a spy thriller. I mean, it's not just
Yes.
an average comedy that's animated. This is like an intense spy thriller.
Well, I'm looking for intensity and a big heart. You know, the things that you go to the movies for.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, thank you so much
Thank you
for
so
joining
much,
us.
you guys.
Enjoy
Thanks,
the
Melody.
movie.
Thanks, Patrick.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
Oh.
I
Have
will.
fun tonight.
Thank you so much. I'm going to dance off my popcorn.
Do it. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Kate. Now we have one of the soundtrack artists, Artful Dodger.
The last Artful Dodger.
There we
Pleasure to
go.
meet you.
Very nice to meet you. I'm Patrick. This
Hi,
is Melody.
Hi,
Look
nice
at this
to meet both of you.
incredible getup you have
Oh,
on.
thank you. Styled by myself.
There you
I
go.
love it.
Well, clearly you know how to put together a good product. The music, we were just talking about this before we started this. The music in Spies in Disguise is so great. What did you want to bring with your contribution?
Honestly, I wanted to bring as much like fun and fulfillment. You know, I wanted to make sure that I got Lance's character portrayed through my lyrics, at least. You know, I did the I co-wrote Fly, and I co-wrote, what song? Freak of Nature, which I actually am singing. Holy crap. This is my first blue carpet, red carpet experience, so don't mind me if I get a little
It's not a shabby one to kick off with. You know, Will Smith is kind of the ultimate leading man.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of inspiration did you draw from him when you were getting into the studio and working on all that?
Wow. Honestly, just like his freshness. You know, Will is like super fly and dapper, and he's just cool in a way that's not like trying too hard. So I wanted to make sure that I did that. You know, I didn't try too hard, which I feel like I'm doing right now. I'm like trying extra hard.
We can't tell.
We can't tell at all. It's coming off flawlessly.
Cool. Glad to hear.
Now, what goes into working on a soundtrack song versus something that you would put out otherwise?
Honestly, you don't have as much like free reign to do what you want, and you're really going based on the storyline. So that's what I did. That was the difference for me, honestly, was just doing what other people want me to do rather than doing what I want to do.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
I
you.
can't wait for people to see all the work you put into it and have so
Same.
much fun tonight.
Same.
It's
Thank
so
you
much
so
fun.
much.
Thank
Have
you.
a good one.
Yeah, of course,
Nice
of course.
meeting you all.
Artful Dodger, everyone, part of the soundtrack of Spies in Disguise.
Yeah.
So
We can
fantastic.
only wish to be that cool, but
Only.
you know what? You can't do an epic spy thriller without the fastest, coolest, gadgetiest, I don't think that's actually a word, but I'm going to go with it, car ever created. It's just against spy movie rules.
That is totally right, and that's in the Spy Movie Handbook, really, I think. And Audi really rewrote the rules for Spies in Disguise when they came up with the RSQ e-tron. It's the first concept car by Audi created exclusively for an animated film. It's so cool. It's even got its own short film. It's called Lunch Break, and we're going to give you a very first look right now.
Feel how smooth that is, Walter.
I don't even feel the road.
You will in a second.
What's happening?
Is this your first car chase? That reaction screams first car chase.
Lance?
Don't worry, we can outrun it. Audi functions on demand. What performance package?
Power boost online.
Just take the metro.
Now you're thinking.
No. You know that's not what I meant.
Hazard detected.
Walter, I'm gonna ask you not to scream.
Hey, no screaming. No screaming. No screaming.
You okay?
Are all your spy missions like this?
Missions? Nah, man, this is just my lunch break.
We have Lucas here tonight.
Hi there, how's it
Welcome.
going?
Hi there, thanks for having me.
We were just watching this fantastic Audi short film. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I love the animation. It's gorgeous, and yeah, I love the car.
Yeah.
So I really want one.
I mean, yeah, me too. Me too. Hear that, Audi?
Now we're live right now. Tons of fans are so highly anticipating this film. What are you most excited for everyone to see?
Well, I am most excited for my family who's watching at home to get a chance to see all this, and I have a son who's 4 days old, so I have to go right back home after this. So, hi Teek, hi Marin, hi Christina.
I love that. I love that. Well, this will hopefully be a movie that you can share with the newborn.
Yes,
in
absolutely.
a few years, probably.
Yeah.
For you, what makes a fantastic animated film?
I think that animation is one of the hardest things to do because it is such a marathon. It takes so long, and you have to be so diligent on every little thing. So to me, it's something that it has to be fun, it has to be funny, but it also has to be something that still feels spontaneous, and that's something that I think that really works well in this one.
Yeah, and there's so many wonderful themes for adults and kids. What do you hope people take away from it?
I hope they just have a really good time.
Okay.
For me, the animation of this, it has such a cool, unique look. I mean, just even if you look behind us at the figures here, how would you describe what the look of this film is to you?
I mean, to me, it feels very classic James Bond, very classic spy, 60s, that sort of vibe. So that's absolutely what everyone was going for with the character designs. That's the whole look of it. So.
And do you have any favorite spy films yourself?
I'm a big fan of the Bonds, Bourne, basically all spy films. I absolutely love.
Bond, Bourne, they're both Bs. I just realized that.
Yeah.
There you go.
When you found out Will Smith was going to be the lead in this, what were your thoughts?
Oh, it was so exciting just to hear all the casting and everyone. The whole cast is just phenomenal. So, yeah, it was really thrilling.
Do you have a favorite Will Smith movie or a character he's stepped into?
Oh, I'm going to go old school. I'm going to go Independence Day.
Well, this has been so fantastic. Thank you so much. We hope that you enjoy the evening and that you get to soon share it with the entire family at home.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Thanks
Well,
for having me.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Take care. So fun. So we are next going to be joined by Michael and Lloyd, some of the other guys behind this movie. Hi, guys. How's it going? I'm Patrick.
Hi,
Very nice to meet
Hi,
you.
Melody.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Hi there. So Lloyd, tell us really what goes into, because we all get to enjoy this movie now sitting here, but you guys have been working on this for so long. What does it mean to you guys to actually be here for the world to get to see it now?
Oh, geez, it's so exciting. I mean, this thing has been part of my life for like 3 years, maybe more, right? And
about 3.5.
Yeah, so many people work on it for so long, so hard, lots of hours. It's amazing. You know, I was away from my family for a while, working on the East Coast to do this, and they're all here tonight, and I'm really excited to share with them. So.
Fantastic. Well, and once you guys have it on the page, I'm sure it continues to change. It's an evolving beast.
Every day.
What would you say, no spoilers, but what would you say what can you tease about a big change or something that you are glad that it ended up the way it did, but maybe wasn't the way you originally envisioned it?
Well, Walter didn't used to be much more of a receded character, and over the course of the development, he came forward and really, I think in the final version, plays a really cool role and helps drive the theme home in a way that I hope will resonate with audiences. So.
And having Tom Holland behind the voice is not bad either.
Can't go wrong. Yeah.
And in terms of production design, which is something you were really involved with for this film, what goes into that? Because I think people, when they think of production design, if it's a live action film, you kind of understand what that means.
Right.
But explain to us a little bit what goes into it.
Production design in animation is a lot more all-encompassing. So it's oversees the character design, the set design, the planning for the lighting and the color script and the color palettes of the entire film. And then, I have the luxury of working with every single department all the way down the pipeline. So I get to help first with the artists at the beginning, figure out what we want it to look like, and then work with all of the teams downstream to actually execute it and then, get it across the finish line.
Amazing. Can either of you say what your proudest moment making this film was?
Right now.
Yeah.
Good answer. Good answer. Well, thank you guys so much for being here tonight. We're so excited that everyone gets to see Spies in Disguise and all the work that you guys put into it. I just can't believe how much goes into it. Thank you guys so much.
Congratulations.
Such a pleasure.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Congrats. Enjoy the night.
Thank you.
I can't imagine just the hours that they put in before we get to
I
be here
know.
today. I think we're next going to be
Mia
joined by one of the
Masioka.
voice actors,
Yep.
Masioka. Hi
Hello,
there,
good
Masi.
morning.
I am Patrick. Very nice to meet you.
Melody.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, so you voice Kimura.
Kimura, yes.
Yes, he's the big guy over here behind us.
Yes, the big guy, yes.
Yeah, what goes into, because this guy's like huge.
Yeah.
What goes into voicing a character that's like got that kind of stature versus if you were doing something live action?
Well, I think there's a lot of preparation involved, like having a lot of sleepless nights, like not sleeping at all, drinking a lot of hot sauce in the morning, making sure your voice is really growly. I think that really helped. But no, it's just more of the attitude, I think, right? He's very intimidating, but inside his core, he's a teddy bear inside. He's literally squishy, both inside and outside, literally. If you've seen the movie, you'll know what I mean. So.
Now, do you get to go to work in sweats, pajamas when you're doing animation, or is that the best part of it?
We could, yeah. That's the great thing about animation is like you just go in, you could do whatever you want. You could be all natural as well if you want. It's the dealer's choice, right? But the greatest part about it is that you get to collaborate a lot and improvise. So, we had great, generous directors, and we were just like jamming on one line and like, here's more jokes, here we go, and it was so fun doing that.
Well, that's something, when you're sitting watching a film, you're like, oh man, like recording a voice for one of these, you just go in, you probably work like a day, but you go over these lines over and over and over again.
Exactly. You could have a same line and do it like 50 different ways, or you could take like, we need a joke here, so let's keep on trying doing 50 jokes. And sometimes after like the 20th different joke, that's when you get the best stuff, right? Because like you're not really thinking about what's funny. You're just trying, I'll just say this. Oh, I like lint or something. It's like, oh, that's great. We're going to use that, you know.
You're a little punch drunk at that point.
Once you're punch drunk, that's when the best stuff comes out. So.
And Kurma's kind of, he's not a super villain. I'd say he's a mini villain.
Yes.
But he's so funny and almost kind of lovable. Do you like playing all those different facets of this character?
Absolutely. I love characters who are multifaceted, you know. I love playing villains. I played heroes back in my TV days, but it's also fun playing a villain. But he has that cuddly side to him.
Yeah.
So to be able to play that juxtaposition is definitely, for comedic effect, it's a lot of fun. So.
Now, do you have a favorite animated film that you like always would rewatch at any moment?
For me, because I'm Japanese, I grew up with Japanese culture. Manga and anime is that's my life, right? And in particular, I grew up on the Studio Ghibli, like the Miyazaki Hayao film. So in particular, Laputa is one of my all-time favorites.
Now, in terms of voicing, is there a particular character that you would have loved to have voiced at some point that exists out there in the world?
Oh my God, there's so much out there. It's hard to say just one, but I mean, I like anything. You know, to be honest with you, I'm very fortunate to be part of the Disney family now. You know, so hopefully, you know, more of some of the Disney and having grown up on the Pixar films as well. You know, any of the Pixar films would be fantastic. Just anything, it would be great.
And
it's so much fun, you know?
It really is, and I think a lot of people at home might not realize you don't get to spend much time with your co-stars because you're all recording at different times. Have you gotten to hang out at all?
Actually, yeah, like literally not. Right?
So tonight's the night.
I got to see Rashida, in passing. Oh, you just recorded? Yeah, you're so hilarious. You have that love fest, but I haven't met Tom yet, so I'm hoping I'll see him today. So
there you go. Well, if you're around when he comes up here, we will make sure that you find us.
That'll be great.
It's such a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank
you so much. Oh, he's so great.
Yeah. Yes. Spies in Disguise may be an animated movie on the surface, but underneath, in terms of story, in terms of action, it's all spy thriller.
We're talking crazy gadgets, incredible cars, specifically the Audi RSQ e-tron. Audi, really, like, if you want to send one over, we would totally drive it for you. And of course, we've also got exotic locales, a supervillain complete with a claw hand. Here's a closer look at the movie.
Guess it's time to introduce myself. Launch started. Just 3 ounces of pressure to the vagus nerve, and then look at your boy, sleepy night-night.
Lance Sterling, a legendary spy who's always dressed to impress. Walter Beckett graduated MIT at 15 and works in the Tech Innovations Lab.
There are so many gadgets I want to test in the field. For example, the inflatable hug. Kind of a personal protection device I've been developing.
This is a vile waste of taxpayer dollars.
This is your next objective. None of our agents can get close to him.
I have something that can help. It's called Biodynamic Concealment. Imagine if I can make you disappear. Hey, Lance, look at me.
Look at you? I can see my butt and your face at the same time.
That is so cool. Being a pigeon could make you an even better spy. Pigeons are everywhere and nobody notices them. In fact, pigeons can see in slow motion.
That was tight.
Did anyone else see a pigeon? And pigeons can fly up to 92 miles per hour.
Don't you throw me off this roof!
He'll figure it out.
Boom. All right, Kimura, starting. It's about to get messy. Time to go sleepy night-night. I miss my hands.
We gotta stay. We have different skill sets. That's what makes us such a great team.
Walter, you're squeezing too. Oh! What happens in the submarine stays in the submarine.
We're here with Mike Travers, one of the producers of the movie.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations. So much goes into this film long before anyone starts to even see trailers like we just saw.
Yep.
How long were you a part of this project?
I've been on the project since early 2016, so full-time, and from the very beginning, script, storyboarding, all the way through to the final product that you're looking at tonight.
What are some of the biggest changes since you first started developing this film back then to now?
There was a lot of work to get the characters between Walter and Lance to really work well. Their relationship started off and wasn't quite working in terms of their dynamic, and some of the writing and some of the work we did with the actual actors helped shape their characters to be one of the great things about this film.
So what did actors like Will and Tom bring to the roles that helped kind of shape them?
Will and Tom are amazing talent. They don't just come to read lines, they come to perform and help build out a character. So they will look at a scene and be perfectly honest. If they feel that something's not working, they'll let us know, and they contribute great ideas. So those ideas built on great writing from our writers, Lloyd Taylor and Brad Copeland, to make the scenes really, really sharp and work.
And what was the reaction when you announced that Will was part of the cast? Because he's got fans all over the world.
Yeah, we were, like, Will Smith is a huge, huge star, and it's one of those things where having him as part of this film, just his talent alone, just raises it to a whole new level. It's amazing.
And you guys could have picked any animal, honestly, to turn, Will. You could have picked any animal to turn Will Smith into. When did the pigeon come into play?
The pigeon's key because Walter's big idea is that pigeons are in plain sight everywhere, and they have amazing talents like being able to fly. They have
360
vision. So that to him was a very purposeful choice, and that was why we used a pigeon in the film.
Well, congratulations. I know that this has been a work of pleasure for you for 3 years at this point. So go enjoy yourself tonight. Thank you for joining us.
Congratulations.
Thank
Enjoy.
you. So we are next going to be joined by the directors of Spies in Disguise. Nick, let's get you guys right up on here.
You only embarrassed yourself finally.
Nick Bruno and Troy Quain, thank you guys so much.
Nick Bruno.
There we go. There we go. Good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What's it like to actually be here on this blue carpet right now?
It's insane. It's crazy.
It's insane.
It's amazing. It's exciting. It looks like everyone's here to have a good time, and the movie's going to deliver on a good time. So it's fun. Yeah.
But we're all just here to see Will and Tom.
Right. Exactly.
To be honest.
Well, I see you have a little pigeon.
Oh, that's my little spy. Yeah.
I like it.
Is
there a gadget in there?
I'm not allowed to tell.
I can't tell you that.
That's fair.
It's
That's
top
fair.
secret. It's top secret.
So, explain to us a little bit about what goes into directing animation.
Just a little bit?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I mean, we only have an hour before people got to get inside.
We have 550 of the most amazing artists at Blue Sky Studio. And our job is just to let them do what they do best, and that's really collaborate. And, we couldn't thank them enough for all the tremendous work they've done on this film. It's truly an honor to work with them.
Yeah, really, we're just there to cheer them on and to say, keep going, the finish line's in sight. And they really did. And there's Will Smith.
I mean, we've got some crazy stuff going on behind us. The Spies in the Sky. That was all planned.
I know.
I mean, somebody's going to be swinging from that in a second. There's going to be...
Right. It's just the beginning of the adventures of this evening, let me tell you. It gets crazier from here.
Well, speaking of working with Will, what was that like?
Amazing. They say don't meet your heroes, but it's so not true when it comes to Will Smith. He is everything you could hope for and more. He's gracious, he's a collaborator, he's funny. He's been spectacular to work with.
What were some ideas he brought to the table that you guys might not have thought of?
I don't even know where to begin. That's what he does that's so amazing. I mean, listen, Will Smith is Will Smith for a reason. He's got amazing ideas. He's so funny and charismatic. And we just sat in the sandbox and played with them constantly, and it was amazing. The dream come true.
So obviously, a movie is an evolving thing. But how, obviously it's locked now because we're gonna watch it.
Right.
But how recently were you guys still tinkering with it?
Yesterday.
This morning. No. We've wrapped post in October, so we were still doing a little bit of color work up to about 2 weeks ago. And it's amazing how much you can still affect a movie through sound and a little bit of DI work. the artists all the way through the process are filmmakers, and they all lend their special touches to it. So, but yeah, we were going till I think November was the last review we did.
Listen, you go until they pry it from your cold, dead hands.
The amount of detail on these birds is pretty incredible. I mean, down to their movement, each feather. What about them, was most striking to you?
For me, it's their funny movements. Pigeons just inherently move in funny ways, and I mean they're famous on YouTube for it, and the animators did such a great job bringing that to life.
And then to match that and add Will Smith's personality into it,
so good,
so great, so great.
And we were hearing earlier that the evolution of Tom's character really, he came to the forefront as you guys continued to develop the story. And I'm sure Tom coming in as part of the project also just moved that to the next level.
Absolutely. Tom brings he's such a great actor. And he brings such a level of sincerity to the character. And that was really important for Walter because he's got such a specific philosophy as a character, and you really need to believe it. And as you go through it, you discover new things. I mean, animation is such a planned art form that spontaneity happens when you get to work with the actors and you discover so much about the character. And in discovering it, you can go back and add and tweak, and you just keep building and building. And that's what makes animation so much fun. It really is the greatest team effort you can imagine.
Well, congratulations on the effort and congratulations on tonight. Have a great time.
Thank you
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Bye, Uncle
Thank
Jim.
you. Bye.
Well, guys, next up we have one of the men of the hour. He's not in disguise tonight, but we have Will Smith coming up, so I'm super excited about that.
Everyone's just gushing about him, and he does sound as incredible as you think he would be.
Yeah, have you gotten a chance to actually meet him before in person?
I was trying to think of that, and I don't think so, but obviously we all grew up watching his movies all the way, and TV shows from
Freshman to Bel-Air,
to Men in Black. We were talking about
to most recently Aladdin. We're talking about
Patrick
him.
and Melody. Patrick and Melody. How you doing? All right. How are you? How are you? This is a live stream.
This is a live stream right there.
So you can't mess up.
You can't mess up.
Have you messed up at all tonight? Have you any?
If they haven't noticed, then no, but yeah, once or twice. This coat is incredible.
Yeah, I was feeling, a little Christmas spirit.
It's very rare in LA that you can dress up.
I know, yeah.
The weather has
but
been a little
it's
cool, a little
been
rainy.
freezing the last couple of days, so you get to wear some sweaters and long coats. Yeah, it never happens here.
Well, congratulations on Spies in Disguise.
Well, thank you. I'm very excited about it. It's so funny. Tom and I we're talking. We made a whole movie together, and but when you're doing animation, it's just voice work. We literally just met for the first time. Today was the first time we were ever in a room together.
And you hated each other.
Yeah, I know. I was like, can't believe this. No, but he was in New York, and I was in LA. I did all of my work in LA. He did all of his in New York, and made an entire movie together. And this is the first time we actually met in person today. Of the premiere, so it's fantastic.
I'm sure you hated him, and he was terrible.
No, we had some fun. We went and did a what do you call those? The escape room. We did an escape room together.
You were locked in a room together.
Yeah,
you
that
really
was, and that's how you.
Yeah, you really got to know each other.
Yeah, but we wanted to figure out if we really could do the stuff that we did in Spies. We got out. No, we got out. That's right. It was a 1 hour escape room, and we were out in 24 minutes.
That's impressive.
Wow.
Yeah. So we went and got it. We
We were talking about one of the incredible themes in this movie is embracing who you are.
Yeah.
Your inner weirdness, all of that.
Yeah.
And teaching kids it's okay to be, a nerd or not a nerd. You have raised incredible children who are so unique and talented. What do you tell them, when they're having a tough day? Maybe someone's picking on them, or they're not feeling like they can be themselves.
Now, one of the really critical things that Jada and I wanted to do with our kids that was different than the way that we were educated is we wanted to focus in their early years only on what they were good at. We wanted to pay little to no attention to the things that they weren't good at, and we wanted them to get used to succeeding and excelling in the things that they wanted. And then when they were about 9 or 10 years old, we started introducing the idea of pushing on the things that you're not as proficient at. But I think those early years of heavy focus and throwing the fuel on the flames of the things they were good at, worked well for our children.
Tom's character is so nurtured by his mother.
Yes.
We see that fantastic opening scene. Well, you haven't seen it yet, but we have. Fantastic opening scene there. What was important for you to bring to this movie? Because we were just speaking to the directors, and they said, you know, you came in with ideas and really fun, like both fun things and really poignant things for the film. What do you feel like you brought in that you said you wanted to do with this?
You know what? When I did the Cannes Film Festival a couple of years ago, and we watched 30 movies in 10 days. So we watched 3 movies a day, 2 to 3 hour movies a day.
Which sounds like heaven, but, by day 5.
But no, by day 2. Right? But what happened was I had such an epiphany about movies. By the time we got to the 3rd day and we were deliberating after every movie, I was on the jury, and the only thing that mattered was what was the point. As soon as we got back in the room, we was like, what was that about? Geez, why did that movie deserve 2 hours of my day? And that was one of the things with Spies in Disguise. That was my first thing. What is it about? We're asking people's children to come see this movie. What are we saying? And there are some really beautiful ideas. The combination of individuality with the importance of the team or the flock in this movie, the metaphor of the flock in this film, the idea that we're better together than we are as individuals, and how that was poetically illustrated in this film was a part of why I wanted to be involved.
And you've had this incredible career touching all cornerstones of the industry. I mean, I wonder if you have any advice for these young actors, like your co-star Mina in Aladdin, who says he's struggled getting auditions. Do you have any words of support or advice for up-and-coming actors like him?
You know, here the thing about this business that is not unlike life, it's hard by design. It's like the universe, God, whatever you believe, designed it to be hard, right? So if you're having a hard time, it's because you're supposed to be. And that difficulty is overcome by patience and by commitment, by dedication, endurance, you know. So if you have a dream, you desperately have to be willing to work on it every single hour of the day with your deepest love and focus. You cannot get around having a hard time.
Well, we are not having a hard time having this chat, but I know you've got plenty of people to speak to, so
Hey,
congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's see you soon.
Congratulations. So fantastic. Love that guy. Now, you can't make the baddest spy movie in the world without the baddest soundtrack in the world.
Yep, and to make sure that happened, producers turned to music pioneer Mark Ronson, and he turned to a few of his friends. Here's a behind-the-scenes look at how Mark and Anderson .Paak came up with Then There Were Two.
Hello, Agent Sterling.
Let the beat drop.
When we were writing it, we had it done in our heads, but our hands couldn't work as fast.
Right.
But we knew exactly where we were.
About the spirit of the movie, which is really about companionship, sticking together.
We have different skill sets. That's what makes us such a great team.
You got on the drums and just started jamming. And you were developing these lyrics in your head. I was sort of just following along.
And then there were two. Once that came about, it was I remember we stopped that's gonna be the vibe.
The melodies were so strong that it just dictated everything else.
Soulful, funky stuff, man. It was like a match made in heaven.
But then there were two.
Let's get weird.
Boom.
People just to smother the mood. I had to plead to get them all out the room. But then there were two.
So, speak of the Devils, we got Mark Ronson and Anderson .Paak here.
Yes, live!
Yes!
Hey.
Congratulations, guys. We were just saying during that package how fun the music really, really is.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. When you guys got this assignment, what vibe did you want to go for? What did you want to do?
I was just hyped to make a record with Mark Ronson, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there was definitely the spirit of the joy that you hear in the record. We were having a lot of fun. The message of the film and the song. Then there were two. This thing of camaraderie, and we were just having so much fun. He was just like you see in the video. He was on the drums, singing, writing the song. I was on the bass line, and it was a great time.
Yeah. Now, this movie, I mean, it kind of is all about birds. Were you inspired at all by the pigeon?
Always.
I mean, yeah, I mean, no pigeons, right? Yeah, like, no scrubs, no pigeons. Yeah,
you have a good pigeon reference in the rap, too.
I do. Yeah. See, yeah, I knew that was going to be a part of it. Try to slip it in there and not make it so, like, obvious. But, yeah, I'm down with pigeons. Yeah.
So what's the key to working on a soundtrack? Because obviously it's got to fit the tone of the film, but you also want to make music that you could enjoy even if you didn't watch the movie. Where's the balance in that? Do you attack it any differently than you would other music?
Yeah, I think it's like, that's exactly, you just said it right. So you don't, you know that you haven't nailed it until it does both of those things. And luckily, like, this movie just has such a great spirit, and it's super joyful, and it's cool, and it's for grown-ups and kids, and that's what we were trying to also do in the song. We're trying to make something that we loved, but also that did all those things.
We got to see a peek of you guys in the studio. What was it like meeting for the first time and working together, and what was a funny story you can tell us?
I mean, I think I didn't have anything to drink when we did like the studio session, so it was pretty good. Like, it was pretty just chill. Honestly, it was like, it's never this easy. Like, especially when you're working with movies and stuff, like, everybody always has all these requests and stuff, but we literally went in and jammed. I got on the drums, he got on the bass guitar. We made a bunch of records. We sent it in. They were like, we love all of it. We want to keep it. And I was like, oh, all right. Like,
yeah, just having something that just had a groove, but like with a nice, like a nice up melody. And that was it. And it was, you know, obviously I've been a fan of his for a long time. We have a lot of shared DNA and the music that we love. So working together was I wouldn't say it was like a cinch, but it was definitely, we knew something would come.
And how much of the film did you get to see before you had to start writing, or did they just kind of give you themes? Like, at what point were you brought in to start doing that?
Yeah, Mark told me they would, like, you know, very brief overview. Like, it's got something to do with companionship, two people coming together. I don't even know if he said, like, anything about two people. Like, it was just like, you know, people coming together, companionship, and it just flowed.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of the movie at different times because, you know, I've worked on a couple other songs for the film, and I've you know, ever since early on, the directors had told me what it was about, and I saw early rough footage. It's great.
Well, fantastic. Well, congratulations, guys. The music really, it's one of the highlights of the movie.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Enjoy your evening tonight.
Awesome.
I can't wait for everyone else to be hearing what we're hearing.
Cool.
Thank you, man.
Have fun tonight.
Yeah, all right, great.
Sure. So fun. So how exactly do Lance and Walter take on the true evil villainy of Killian after Lance becomes a pigeon?
I was just wondering, especially after talking to them, like, how in the world are they battling one of the most vile men to ever sport a claw hand when all they have are a few fluffy gadgets and feathers?
I love me a good fluffy feather and some gadgets. But let's talk about what we're just discussing now, guys. We got a clip that's going to show you all of it.
Let the beat drop. I was the world's greatest spy.
Look at your boy, sleepy night-night. And then you turn me into a pigeon.
You better unbird me right now.
Technically, you kind of birded yourself.
I'm gonna hurt this boy. There's a bad guy who needs to be stopped. And now I have to try to stop him while being a bird.
Lucky for you, I'm your wingman. This is official business.
Wow.
Let's get weird.
Boom. Big boss, tailor-made garments. The only thing I needed was reason to be cautious. If I call it like I see it, then I would say I'm starting to become a decent human being.
That's hot.
I started at the beginning. How that matters is the common ground that we live in and getting this bread like the pop pigeon. How far to go, I never paid attention. When I'm with you, I can't complete any big or small mission. But then there was
All right, Kimura.
starting.
It's about to get messy. Time to go sleepy night-night.
I miss my hands.
But then there was
Now we have one of the big stars in the film, Tom Holland, here with us. Congratulations on the movie. It's so much fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we were just talking to Will Smith, who told us that you guys bonded actually in an escape room, and you escaped in 26 minutes, which is pretty incredible. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we did really well. I think Will got the majority of the clues, I was more like the hype man in the situation. I was like encouraging
Just as important.
him. But I've never actually escaped an escape room. So the secret of escaping an escape room is do it with Will Smith, because he's really good at it.
I think adding Will Smith into any situation probably makes it a little better.
Way. Yeah.
So obviously you've done roles that have been very physical.
Yes.
Once or twice. And what goes into this versus doing something like, say, playing Spider-Man versus getting in a booth and voicing a character like Walter?
It's interesting because they're equally as physical, but the only thing is you can't move from the mark that you're on. So Walter will be falling off a building after he's tried to do some parkour, and I'll be doing all the moves, but just not moving. And it's funny, like I took the job and I was really excited, and I thought it's going to be like an easy job. It's just a voiceover, right? But it is one of the most tiring things I've ever done. But it's so rewarding, and I'm so proud of the movie, and it's nice to like have a movie that we can just go and watch and laugh at. It's going to be great.
And Walter is pretty unapologetically himself. I mean, He's a little nerdy, which is totally fine. But
of course.
Did you ever relate to that kind of, growing up, that awkward phase and figuring out yourself?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to do ballet at school, and I went to a rugby school, and that wasn't like the coolest thing to do. But I stuck with it, and it was incredibly rewarding to me, and it changed my life in certain ways. And I'm really glad that my mom and my dad were really keen for me to keep doing that. But I guess I can relate to Walter in loads of ways. I mean, you get lost in life and you find your way back, and he finds a friend in Lance, which is Will, and I'm hopefully going to be a new friend of Will Smith, which is a really exciting prospect.
He was very excited about the success you had today at the escape room, so I think so.
Yeah,
I think if
the
anything,
success
just
he
get
had.
back together and do those every so often.
Yeah, we'll just do escape rooms every now and then. Yeah.
For you, what did you want to bring to this character? Did you have any guidance when you came in and saying, you know what, I'd love to see him do this, or I wanna see a scene where he does that?
Not really, no. I mean, you have creative license when it comes to the dialogue, and we're constantly improvising. And what's really interesting is you're improvising with an actor who's not in the room, who recorded his lines 6 months previous.
Across the country.
Prior, so yeah, across the country, across the world at times. So it was a little tricky to try and like really let loose and improvise when the other person isn't there with you doing it. But we got used to it, and it's a tricky process, but we managed to pull it off.
Now, after finally meeting him, is there anything that surprised you about Will that you maybe weren't expecting?
I mean, I always knew he was going to be a nice guy. I've been a huge fan of his movies and followed his career since I was a kid, so I always knew that he was going to be super nice. I didn't expect that I would be doing an escape room the first time I met him, but I'm glad that was how we met.
Walter is a character that's kind of thrust into this crazy world once the movie really starts going. You are somebody that also has been thrust into this crazy world. Reflecting on that, what would you tell yourself from those days back in ballet and that rugby school in terms of what you've been through in the last few years?
Just got to stick with it. Anything that's hard is worthwhile, and hard work is good work. And if you're working really hard and you feel proud of what you're doing, that's the easiest way to be happy in life. And I'm super happy right now. The film I'm shooting at the moment has been the toughest job I've ever had, but equally the most rewarding. And it's been so much fun. And working on this film, I love doing different things. I love challenging myself, and this was a huge challenge, and it's been great. It's been really fun.
Well, perfect. Another reason you and Will are going to be great friends, working hard was something he really spoke about out here on this platform as well.
Okay, great.
So you can go bond about that inside.
Amazing.
Thank you so
I will.
much.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you so much.
Lovely to meet you. Thank you.
So lovely to meet you.
Thanks for having me.
Have a
Appreciate
great
it.
night.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. I mean, you can't get any better than that, right? We want to send a huge thank you from everyone here on this blue carpet to the filmmakers. Thank you for putting together this spy-tastic movie with a spy-tastic cast and helping us see the world through a pigeon's eyes. And we, of course, want to thank all of you for tuning in.
And PeopleTV and Audi, thank you so much for helping us make tonight happen. Don't forget, Spies in Disguise will be in theaters Christmas Day. So when you've had enough of your family and you're about to turn into a supervillain, stop yourself, head to the theater, just have some animated spy fun. You hear that, Patrick?
All right. You will have to call me and remind me. Melody, it has been an absolute pleasure, as always and forever. And I, for one, will be taking a closer look at every pigeon I see.
Yes. I mean, I am not a bird person, but now I might be after the film. Good night, everyone. Go check out the movie.